Hi, this is Monica with Run, Eat, Repeat, and I have a marathon training update. And more importantly, I want to share something that I did for my long run this week that I've never done before. I've run over 30 full marathons, over 60 half marathons. I don't think I've ever done this in training with the long run, even though it is a super common approach to training. So let's talk about it. First, make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep up with me through all the running and eating adventures. So as I was getting ready for my long run, it's early in the morning, still dark out, I'm getting everything together, and I thought, more than anything, I need to make sure that my hydration and fueling is on point, because if that starts to kind of go downhill, I knew that it was still going to be hot. I didn't want to have that much harder of a run if I was dehydrated, if I hit a wall because of lack of fueling again. So I decided to do the run walk method for this long run, and I fully support it. I teach it to my runners. I believe in it, but I've never personally used the run walk method in training. When I started to run, I actually just was walking until I got bored. And by the time I got bored, I was able to run 6 miles without stopping, like boom. But that took a long time. And I think a lot of people come into running from a couch situation, like a couch to 5K. I think it's important to do run walk. I basically did that without it being official. It was kind of self-taught, at least initially, because I was just walking. I was just walking to lose weight, to exercise, to move my body. I walked for months. I would walk an hour every day. And then sometimes I would walk twice a day. And I just got bored, and I had the stamina and I had the fitness at that point to be able to run nonstop. So I never needed it. And I know though that it is a very effective method. And one of the reasons for it is that instead of walking the whole last part of a run and feeling defeated, you're planning these walk breaks and being smart about them. So they are timed and they are kind of controlled, and they're part of the plan so that if you do have to stop and walk, you don't feel defeated. More than anything, I knew having those small walk breaks were going to give me the chance and give me the reminder to fuel and to hydrate on that long run. And that was kind of, more than anything, what I wanted. I wanted to kind of force myself to remember it. Changing my fueling before, during, and after long runs and races, I think changed my running completely. It helped me avoid the wall, run full marathons, and feel great the next day, not hate them. I just think that I understand nutrition and hydration are so important. I am out of practice with it. Since I didn't really need the walk breaks for endurance purposes, I could run the distance. I was just really crashing without fueling properly, and I didn't need it to bring my heart rate down. My main goal with using these walking breaks was to feel stronger towards the end of the run, which would help me push through, because even when you're having a great run, running 15 miles or more is hard. And I also needed it to remind me to fuel and hydrate early and often. I decided to make the walking breaks 30 seconds. 30 seconds is probably the most widely accepted, shortest option for a walking break. It actually sounded like it was going to be long, and I didn't think I was going to need that long to take a sip of water or my electrolytes. And I did 8 minutes and 30 seconds of running. I was kind of toying with doing 1 mile run, 30 seconds walk, but again, it was early. It was very early in the morning, and I needed to set this up with my watch to sync it. And I decided just to go with the 8:30. I thought about 9 minutes at first. I would have done it differently, and I probably will use this again for a while until I feel strong all the way through a long run, and I'll probably do it based on mileage. But I did 8 minutes and 30 seconds of running, 30 seconds of walking from the very start of the run. But asterisks, fine print, parentheses, I didn't use the walking breaks for the first probably 3 times or so. I wanted to get in the zone. It was still kind of like a little dark, a little cooler, and I felt like I was still in warm-up mode, but I was very intentional about not pushing through because I don't really need the walking break at all. That's not the point of it. The point is that you take it so that towards the end of the run, you are stronger and doing better. And then if you feel better mentally, physically, it all kind of complements each other. So you have a better run overall. So I made sure that I was only going to kind of skip it the first 3 because I felt good. And I hadn't decided this beforehand, but as I was running, I knew it's not recommended that you skip the walking breaks at all if you're using this method, but I usually don't even use it. So I was kind of playing with it, trying to be a neutral observer of how I felt, how my run was going. And I started to use the walking breaks on the 4th one going forward. And surprisingly, it doesn't seem like that long when you're actually doing it. Just grabbing my water bottle out of my fuel belt took a couple of seconds. By the time I was drinking and trying to put it back in, there were several times where I was kind of like still in the process of putting it back in, and it beeped for me to run again. So I think that it was very helpful with helping me be mindful of fueling. I feel very out of shape right now, which is why I think that I even considered using this method. And it is very discouraging, which is that much more of a mind F. When I had such a bad long run previously, doing this, being intentional, was very helpful. So I felt a lot better. It helped my confidence. And as this added random bonus that I didn't expect, it made it more fun and interesting. Overall, I think it was a big success. I will probably use this method again. It was very helpful in that the walking breaks kind of forced me, or at least reminded me, to hydrate and fuel, which helped me feel better towards the end of the run. And feeling better physically helped me feel better mentally, which made it more pleasant. I was having a good time. I was enjoying my long run. And that was huge. I felt better physically and mentally. Also, the intervals are very different from normally just kind of watching the miles tick by, especially for a long run, where I am not thinking about pace or anything, heart rate, whatever. I'm mostly running by effort level, and having the intervals count down the way that they do on my watch was kind of like a little mental trick to keep it interesting. I don't know if you've ever done a plank or some other unpleasant exercise and you kind of count up for half of it and then count down for the second half, things like that. Sometimes I do when I'm doing other exercises. This kind of felt like that. It kept it fresh and more fun. It really is the little things. And when we're talking about training for endurance sports, do whatever works for you to feel better, to run stronger, better, faster, happier, have a better time and enjoy it, because that really is one of the big goals. If you're not a professional runner and this is a hobby that you just want to get better at, try all of the things and figure out what works for you so that you're becoming a better runner and you're enjoying it at the same time. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you have any topic suggestions, if there's anything that you want me to talk about or cover. Make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can keep up with me for the next video.